Hi, I'm Keith Weiner, founder and CEO of Monetary Metals. We're a different kind of gold company. Most people have turned to gold because they're looking at the problems in the monetary system, and particularly the problem of exponentially rising U.S. government debt. We had a banking crisis in 2008 related to debt, of course, and so people turned to gold as the antidote or as the solution to this. And that's basically right. But something happens along the way, and that is people begin to think, well, if the dollar is going to collapse, then that means that gold is going to go up. We've heard numbers $10,000 an ounce, $20,000 an ounce. Recently at a conference, one speaker was promoting $65,000 an ounce for gold. But the problem with this, the flaw in the thinking, is that if gold goes to that price, it's not because gold owners are getting that much richer. It's because the dollar with which we're measuring gold is going down that much lower. And so if people think that they're going to speculate their way to retirement, a few clever and nimble individuals might be able to do that, but it should be pretty clear that an entire market cannot speculate their way to riches or retirement. If that begins to happen, the market begins to become somewhat of a Ponzi scheme. So getting back to the purpose of saving and the purpose of gold is there's a universal human need. When I started my career some years ago, the standard advice was set aside 10% of your salary, put that into the bank, and by the time you turn 65, you should have about $1.5 million, as I recall the number. Now, if you look at that $1.5 million, about 85 or 90% of it, the vast majority, was the compounding of the interest. And only about 10 or 15% was the actual raw set-aside of your salary. Now, the problem today is, of course, the central banks have pushed interest down. In some parts of the world, interest is negative. In the United States, it's still positive, but it's been falling since 1981. And so with the interest rate available today, effectively zero, you can't compound your interest. You can't compound your savings as you work to save for retirement. And you can't live on the interest in retirement. You're forced to consume the principal. And so then you're living with a constant fear of outliving your money, which is a terrible place to be. And so there's a universal need for interest on your savings, which is now being unmet in the conventional world of the dollar and other currencies, thanks to the action of the central banks. That's why I founded Monetary Metals. We're about paying interest on gold in gold. And so we think that's a radically different proposition. And of course, gold can't be debased as the dollar is, the Fed's target is 2% per annum debasement in gold. And so the way this works is you open an account, you deposit gold, and then we present to you opportunities to lease that gold to companies that are using it productively. That could be jewelers, refiners, manufacturers, recyclers, and other companies. If you like the deal, if you like the opportunity, you set the minimum interest rate that you're willing to accept. And then if your offer is placed in the deal, then you begin to have your gold working for you and you begin to have interest on your gold. We're not about the rising price of gold measured in dollars. We're not about how many dollars is your gold worth. We're about growing your gold, stacking more coins on top of your coins. If that's of interest to you, please contact us and speak with one of our relationship managers. We'll be happy to tell you more about how it works and how to get started. Thank you.